Today, we're going on a bit of a treasure hunt in the stock market. We're going to uncover 3 companies with absolutely incredible track records for rewarding their investors year in and year out.
This is the big question, right? For anyone trying to invest. Forget all those flashy, get-rich-quick things. There's one strategy, and it's got a track record that's just, proven for decades to outperform.
And hey, the numbers don't lie. Just look at this. There was this huge 51-year study, and it found that companies paying out dividends, they returned an average of 9.2% a year. Now, compare that to the companies that don't pay dividends, that's more than double their return. And get this, it was with way less risk and volatility. Pretty amazing, right?
So what is it about these dividend-paying companies? What's their secret sauce that makes them such reliable wealth builders year after year?
Well, it really just boils down to how healthy the business is. Think about it. A company that pays a regular dividend, that means it's almost certainly making money. It's a company that has shown it can survive, even thrive, during tough economic times. And because they're so stable, they can give you a really clear picture of what their growth looks like. It's like checking the foundation of a house and finding solid rock. All right, so let's talk about our first company. And this one is so obsessed with its dividend that it literally trademarked the name the Monthly Dividend Company. I'm not kidding. You might have actually heard of this one. It's a giant, Realty Income. 133. That's how many times Realty Income has increased its dividends since going public back in '94. Think about that. They've basically given their investors a pay raise 133 times. And we're not just talking about once a year. These are frequent, steady increases that just build and build over time. And believe it or not, that's not even their most impressive number. Check this out, 667 consecutive monthly dividend payments. That is over 55 years without missing a single month. How do they do it? Well, their whole business model is built on consistency. They lease properties to businesses that you and I use all the time, rain or shine, like grocery stores and pharmacies. Total game changer for reliability.
So yeah, Realty Income is a beast, a total giant, and everyone knows it for a reason. But this is where things get really interesting. What if I told you the real champions of consistency, the true legends, are companies you've probably never, ever heard of? Companies that are just hiding in plain sight.
Okay, time to pull back the curtain on our first hidden gem. It's a utility company called American States Water, and it holds a record that is, it's one of the most impressive you'll find anywhere on the market.
So to really get why this company is so special, we need to talk about a group called the Dividend Kings. This is like the Hall of Fame for dividend stocks. To get in, a company has to increase its dividend payout for at least 50 years in a row. It's an incredibly small, super elite club. And guess who's sitting right at the top of that list? Yep, American States Water.
Just look at that, 71 straight years of dividend increases. We're not just talking about paying out a dividend here. We're talking about giving shareholders a bigger and bigger piece of the pie every single year, since the 1950s. This is the longest active streak of any company out there. Full stop.
Okay, so a 71-year streak is amazing. But our next company, it's in a completely different universe. This isn't just a stock we're talking about, it's basically a living piece of American financial history, and I'd bet almost nobody you know has ever heard of it. Let's uncover the secret of York Water.
To really wrap your head around this next number, you need a bit of a history lesson. This company started paying its dividend back when James Madison was in the White House. It kept paying right through the invention of the telephone, through World War I and II, through the Great Depression, all the way through the moon landing, and it's still paying today. Just think of all the history that's happened.
209 years. For 209 years in a row, York Water has paid a dividend to its shareholders. No interruptions. Not one. The company with the next longest streak isn't even close. It's 60 years behind. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, the single most consistent dividend payer in the history of the United States. So let's put our 2 hidden gems side by side. What's their superpower? For American States Water, it's all about that 71-year streak of dividend growth, constantly getting bigger. For York Water, it's the insane 209-year streak of just paying, unbreakable consistency. One operates on a national scale, with contracts with the military. The other? It's a tiny little utility that serves just a few counties in Pennsylvania. It just goes to show you there are 2 very different ways to be great.
So, what's the secret? What connects these quiet, unassuming companies? How do they pull off this incredible, long-term success? Well, it turns out they share a pretty simple formula.
Okay, so the magic ingredient is predictability. It's a 3-step recipe. Step 1, they operate in what's basically a monopoly. I mean, you can't just decide to switch your water company, right? That leads directly to Step 2, their cash flow is super predictable. And with that reliable cash coming in the door, they can easily fund Step 3, smart, steady growth, and of course, keep paying out those legendary dividends.
So, here's the big takeaway from all this. Some of the most powerful, most incredible investment opportunities out there, they aren't the ones screaming for your attention. They're the quiet ones, the consistent ones, just doing their thing in the background. And that really just leaves you with one final thought, doesn't it? What hidden gems are you going to discover next?